All right, let's get this bitch started. What's up, y'all? It's episode 69 of Your House, Our Rules. I'm just going to give a quick disclaimer here before we even start that I'm not sure if this one's going to get uploaded, so just bear with me on there. We're testing a lot of things, getting all the technical things going here. Built this podcast table. It's looking pretty slick. Got everything set up to, like, nice viewing point, I would say. So we're going to test some stuff out. As we move forward with doing this, everything's going to be back in the studio. And I'm planning on having like my keyboard in front of me so that I can actually type and pull up videos and do all that stuff. It should be a pretty good thing. Quality might go down a little bit just because I'm not actually editing out sound and stuff. But with us being in an actual like studio with diffusion and stuff, it should be good. But anyway, we are here with my newly found friend who we have known. Been in the same like scene for a while, but like never really knew each other. And like the last couple times I've actually seen you with Miller, like we gel pretty well. But this is Quitter. Why don't you go ahead and give yourself a little introduction, brother?
Name's Quitter, like my boy Spilly just said. Kind of know each other, kind of didn't. It's just the way that life is when you live in the Midwest, especially.
Yeah, in a big small town. Like I found out today, or not today. We might do one with Walt later, which probably will get uploaded if we do it. But I found out that the guy who did my loan for this house that we're in is actually like childhood friends with Walt. Was the best man at his wedding, and he is married to this man's sister. So I found out that you actually know a pretty decent amount of people that like I used to hang out with years ago. So.
Which is crazy, but that's just the way the Midwest rolls. And
of course.
I love it. Wouldn't have it any other way.
And then we get here and we talk and we're like, damn, we actually got some shit in common.
Way more in common than we thought. Both grew up in Catholic households. Both grew up playing the drums and guitar. Mm-hmm. Both avid gamers. Both huge Bengals fans. Got
started out with rock music, then moved to hip hop, then ended up doing EDM and stuff. And like I DJ'd a little bit, but definitely not as much as you. I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit, but
sure,
yeah. My boy here is part of Vice Versa, an EDM DJ group that you do produce your own tracks. And y'all have done a bunch of stuff.
So I don't anymore. So I used to be in Vice Versa. I'm not in Vice Versa anymore.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
So yeah, I did that for about 6 years with my buddy Dan, and Dan was primarily more of the producer. I was more of just the DJ.
Okay.
I was just more of like a live performance savant, I guess, if you will. But I did produce some stuff with him, and we did some stuff with some other friends.
And you guys did the damn thing too, because I remember when I came into the scene, my cousin's from Nashville, which a lot of people who are watching this know. That's how I got into it, but. You know, being local to Cincinnati, we got into that. And like when we first started here, was like end of 2017, early 2018. You guys were direct support for almost all the people who came in.
We were hitting licks on just about everything that came through here on large scale, small scale. We were throwing our own events, which was always a lot of fun. But it's a crazy lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Part of why I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world, though. I mean, I the amount of people that I've met doing it, and just the amount of memories that I have too are just they're second to none.
Second to none for sure. It's hey, well, kudos to you for doing that, and like, damn, live that lifestyle. Slowing down a little bit, but 30s will hit you that way.
Yeah, they definitely do. I'm trying to my now fiance. Her name's Goose. I'm sure most of you people, if you know me, you know her. Her name's Goose Webster. Her real name's Addison. Mm-hmm. Goose is just a nickname that her mom gave her. Yeah. We've been together for 6 years now, and that's part of the thing. It was like, you know, I kind of can't keep. Partying irresponsibly every weekend and putting my own personal well-being and my own life off because that puts her off. So, you know, that was a big decision on why I stepped back from Vice Versa, was like trying to settle down. I want to start a family eventually.
Oh yeah.
But maybe, one day the cards are not ruled out on that.
Yeah, once you start like learning how to navigate through the waters and stuff like that, there's no reason why you couldn't come back. Like once you know, like, hey, maybe I don't need to get fucked up beyond belief before I start DJing and stuff like that. And just
that's a big one too, man. It's crazy. A lot of people don't realize, like, so many people that are musicians just across the board, doesn't matter what genre it is, have like, I don't want to say crippling anxiety, but they've got an anxiety of some sort.
Right.
And to loosen them up,
you got to.
They got to have a few little drinks or a few little whatever.
I was just talking to you about it before, like just even not even being like at that level and like doing the shows or whatever, but like I'm kind of like, I don't want to say struggling, but like I have this thought process in my head where it's like, I'm starting to realize I'm backing away from the drinking and all the getting fucked up all the time.
Yeah, moderation.
And like I think to myself, I'm like, I'm starting to notice that like I don't want to go out and like go to the bars. Like when I was 20, like we used to just go to bars.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember when I was a kid, like when we first got to UC back when I was like 19 years old and like we started partying in college and stuff like that. My buddy who actually just got married, congratulations, Alex Harmeyer, who was just who was actually started this podcast with. He just got married.
Big shout
He's got
out.
his kid. He used to pack up, you know, those like coolers that go forward and back or whatever.
Yeah.
24 one like this big. He used to put 24 Bud Lights with ice in it, and we'd walk around Clifton and just look for a fucking party.
Dude, so I did
Like,
that shit all the time too.
We'd walk into random houses and they'd be like, "Yeah, come in, let's go." Like 12 of us,
Yep.
just fucking yeah.
I did that shit too. Underage as hell. Only our little difference, our slight difference was that me and my two best friends, we would call ourselves like the backpack crew. Because,
backpacks all the way,
Yep.
all the time. We all had backpacks. He had a cooler. It was his thing though. He was known for
so
it.
one of us would have like the beers in their backpack. The other
Yeah.
one would have the liquor in their backpack. And the other one would have all the weed and paraphernalia in the backpack. And we were just like a traveling little, like small little party
Yeah.
bus. You know, we'd show up to a party and we'd take it over. And that's one thing that like I haven't talked to you about was like my journey of music. When I was younger, before I got into the EDM stuff, one thing that I was actually really big into was rapping and beatboxing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we would go to parties all the time, and like some people that knew me would be like, "Oh, hey man, here's Quitter, this cat can
give us a
freestyle
beat real quick."
Yeah, but well, either that or they'd like want us to freestyle. They'd have somebody else like, "Oh, this is my boy Demetrius, this is Johnny.
Yeah.
we're gonna rap battle or whatever." And
yeah.
they'd pull me out of a basement while I'm sitting there like rolling a couple blunts with somebody like, "Hey, this cat wants to rap battle. He said he'll take anybody with you." And
Oh shit.
dude, I've got some good memories. My buddy Josh Salandino, shout out. I'm wearing his hat right now. J Sal, go check out his store down at Newport on the Levee, right across from
What's the store
Native. So I'm not sure what it's called now. I think.
Oh
it's,
damn, this man's talking about his friend. He doesn't even know the damn name of the store.
It's been a while, but I think it's just Jay Salandino. I'm pretty sure is the name of the store.
So that almost sounds like some privateering type.
Oh,
type
very
thing.
very much so.
Yeah,
He owns and operates, runs his own thing. He has done it for quite a long time. I've known that cat for a long time. Used to work with him back in the day when we were in college. But yeah, I'll never forget one time when he had like a party house. Him and a few of our other buddies that we went to high school with or worked with. He had like a party house that was like down the street from my parents' house that I was living in at the time. I was in college. I'm a few years younger than him, so I'd just go down the street and we'd have big parties down there. And we went down there this one time for a rage of a party, and we're down in his basement just rolling up some blunts, and somebody just comes down and like I wasn't really ready for it at all, but like totally took me by surprise. But it was like, hey, like this cat like wants to freestyle. He's like he's heard that like you can freestyle, so like okay. So I go upstairs and like it was almost kind of like an Eminem,
like 8 Mile,
fucking
everybody
moment,
from the 513.
bro. I tore this dude up. It was crazy.
Oh, did you fuck him up?
Oh, I fucked
See,
him
I thought
up.
you were about ready to step with some garbage.
No,
I thought you were going to tell me like,
bro,
man, this dude got me.
No, dude, not even a little bit. Not even. I can confidently say that like there haven't been many people. I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm definitely not.
Yeah, I was about ready to put you on the spot and ask you, but fucking when you learn over the years, like me being a big hip hop head, when you learn about it, like something you know the people like. A lot of people get like caught up in like when it comes to like freestyling or whatever, and they see some dude who does some stuff. I watched actually it was LL Cool J on an interview that I think he did with Sway one time, and he was like, a lot of people think that like freestyling is like just like off the top of the dome,
Not
completely different thing.
yeah.
He's like I always thought of freestyles as, or what freestyles actually are, is like verses that you have that you're presenting for the first time. So maybe this beat hits you a certain type of way, you know that these bars are going to work for that.
Sure.
So you throw that in there.
Yeah.
Coming off of the top of the dome, you can't just ask anybody to do that.
And that was the thing was like in my little era, like me and my friends, we kind of took it as something where we were always going off the top of the dome. So I was
that's
really
how you
good.
get better.
Right. I was really good because I kept it fresh and I was constantly doing it. Like I was in really good practice of it. And I performed a couple shows over at Mad Frog when I was younger with a couple buddies at like little like rap showcases or whatever.
Dude, so actually,
my parents came and my sisters came.
Yeah.
And I was up there rapping about smoking weed when I was like 18 years old.
Bro, so I wonder. Okay, it was 18 because I remember one time because you're good friends with Needham. I remember one time we went. Actually, when I was telling you before the story about us getting roofied or whatever, I think it might have been that night. But we actually went to Mad Frog, and this was before like they were doing the EDM shows at Mad Frog, and like. We walked in there. There wasn't many people, but it was like hood, like Migos rap.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like it was, but back in that time when Migos was popping and stuff like that. And we had this dude. It was Needham's friend, and I think he went by Erizzy Rock. And like.
Love that name.
Dude, like, he came up and, like, this dude was slapping, and fucking, but it was so hood there that the promoters kicked him off stage and put the other guys on. We're like, all right, well, fuck this shit. So the first time I went into an EDM show and was like, oh, damn, we're going to Mad Frog. I was like, it's about to be hood. And I walk in, it's a bunch of people with, like, fucking titty tassels and fucking just like, hey, you want some ketamine? Like,
Neon.
What the fuck is ketamine? It's horse tranquilizers.
Can we trade bracelets?
Yeah, fucking, god damn it. But
no, man, the Mad Frog was very much like a mecca / melting pot.
Bro, the best shows that I went to were at Mad Frog back in the day.
It was very much for the culture of any sort of culture.
COVID fucked shit up for a lot of things, but
time.
like before that, I remember some fucking names that are playing like the early sections or maybe even the side stage of like Lost Lands or whatever, like going and seeing like Phase One and Company and stuff like that. Like those aren't like my like genre. I've kind of grown out a little bit. I've always liked the different styles or whatever, but back then, dude, fucking, we used to just mosh in the middle of fucking.
All about that mosh
life. It was so
life.
great.
All about that mosh life.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Mad Frog and Aiden and his wife, Jelena, I think. It's been a while.
I know Ivan.
Really good people. They've always been good to me. Always took care of me, and it was a mutual relationship.
They took care of the entire electronic community for years.
Yeah. I mean, we had a really good relationship because, like I was saying earlier, I hosted and threw a lot of events as well, and I did a lot of them there, and we did a lot of benefit shows there, and just about anything that we did made money. And made money for us as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
and that's saying a lot too. Because
Yeah.
like I was telling you with my cousins down and stuff like that, making money when you're doing promotion and stuff,
Hard.
dude, it's hard.
It's hard.
Tough, man.
It's
Getting
hard.
people to come out and see your shit, like it takes a special type of person and talent.
for sure. And it can be kind of off-putting for some people that are throwing events that are operating in the underground because people, it's a common misconception where like if you're making money, people will kind of label you as like, oh, well, you're not really in the underground, whatever. Like, listen, we weren't making hand over fist thousands of dollars. You know, we were making enough money to cover what we brought for the night and a little bit of something for ourselves. And we took care of everybody that was in the process.
And you get to do something you love.
Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, and I always hate that whole like fucking they went mainstream mentality. Like it's one of the most obnoxious things about the music industry. And I will also say that like I do it with like certain bands and stuff like that.
So do I. I think we're all guilty there.
Like we're all guilty there. But when it comes down to it, like an artist wanting to change up their sound and stuff like that, there's nothing fucking inherently bad about that. Just because you like listening to their old shit doesn't mean that they need to stay in that realm the entire time. And you know what? Fucking it's just one of those things. There's not many artists out there who like I straight up have resonated with their music from day one.
Yeah, from start to finish of their catalog.
Like you might give me shit for this, but one of them is Green Day. Green Day has been fucking, well, no, actually their newer shit, but fucking their newer shit's not good. So, but for a while Green Day was there for me. But also MGK.
Oh man,
he's one of the only artists, and I knew you were
Should
gonna
I just
bring
get
this
up
up
from this table
I've
now?
actually talked to Needham about this before because like we used to fucking blast, dude. Fucking,
I know he's a big MGK
dude.
fan.
Fucking know, like but the thing about it is like people don't understand. Like I used to listen to him in his Lace Up mixtapes back when he was rapping on fucking Sugar Free and shit
those
like
and the and the 100 Words and Running. 100 Words and Running was another one.
Yeah.
The lace up and 100 Words and Running.
And the thing is, like, I fuck with him even with his new stuff because, like, I've always been like most EDM kids or EDM adults. they all grew up as like those Warped Tour scene kids.
Oh,
and
big
stuff like
time,
that.
big time.
And
I
like,
went to Warped Tour and I was crowd surfed.
like he genuinely makes some like it sounds like old school Blink-182, but this isn't what we're used to, and like I resonate with it. So
I think
like,
a big part of his problem is his cringiness.
yeah. Well,
and his personality.
when you're 30 years old making fucking music for 14-year-olds for 30-year-olds,
Yeah.
because like he's making it for 30-year-olds, he's going off the nostalgia of it being
Yeah,
fucking the music we listen
It's
to.
a little
at
bit of a
14.
conflict of interest.
Yeah,
and the whole like weird relationship shit with what's her name?
Megan Fox.
Megan
No,
Fox.
I hate that shit,
like
bro.
The whole like
it's all a PR.
the whole like
stunt,
we've
bro.
got each other's blood, like
Yeah,
and
no.
like the outfits that he was wearing, like I
The
don't,
outfits are a little wild.
So you're big in MMA. That's a part of how Keith and I really kind of started to bond and hang out was
Yeah.
going over to our mutual friend Miller's house,
Yeah.
watching some fights late night.
They've never met Miller, but they've heard about Miller a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we'll
no.
have to drag him in here sometime.
Maybe the only thing with Miller is I've never really asked him because he's a bit more quiet. I don't
Yeah,
know
he
if
won't-
he.
he
Yeah, I don't
won't-
know if
he
he's
won't talk.
necessarily. I don't know if he even wants to be completely honest with you. So yeah, but like
The whole thing
that
was Strickland, though. Have you seen like the little beef with like him and MGK?
MGK, yeah, it's
I think
fucking
it's
so-
fucking hilarious. It's one of the most entertaining things in the world to me.
It's stupid, but it is hilarious. And the thing about it is too, like fucking like MGK, like you get your ass beat by Sean Strickland.
Badly.
Yeah, no, it
Not
would
just
be.
ass beat. Like if that man wanted to, if there were no screens on you,
Yeah.
he would kill you with his bare hands.
That's the thing, and like one of the things that I love about UFC so much, if we can, we'll move into that a little bit, is like just how unhinged it is. Like it's super violent, and like these people that like literally put their fucking body on the line
Big
to
time.
the T.
It's amazing that there haven't been more deaths.
There's there's just something about that mentality that I fuck with.
Going
It's a
out with your heart
psychotic
on
mentality.
your sleeve, man. They're gladiators,
It's
modern day gladiators.
It's modern day gladiators.
They're fucking awesome.
It's psychotic, but I fucking love it.
Way better than boxing. Everyone out there,
Okay.
way better than fucking boxing.
Let's get into this a little bit because like fucking I do like boxing. I do enjoy boxing.
I do.
I definitely do not like boxing as much as I do MMA. I just
even
like the
close?
whole encompassing martial arts that MMA has. Like
Sure.
you're not just restricted to just boxing, but that is one thing
It-
that I
it
do like
tests
about
you
boxing.
as a whole.
Boxing, the one thing that I do like is it is one of the purest sports because it's all hands. Like if you can't use your hands, like you go into the UFC, you can have like some of these wrestlers nowadays, like the Dagestani guys or whatever.
Yeah.
They're dominant. They're not fun to fucking watch,
No,
but
not at
because
all.
you can pin someone and fucking hold them on the ground for 5 minutes for 3 rounds.
Boxing can be that way though too. Look at my least favorite boxer of all time, Floyd Mayweather. He's just gonna dance around the ring the entire time and dodge your punches and not do much damage.
But also, watching someone dodge those punches is fucking fun.
It's more fun than watching somebody fucking hug you on a cage. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I will give you that.
Yeah, no, dude, fucking. Have you ever watched like the Enter the Matrix compilations of like boxers that just like dip out of everything?
Yeah,
and shit
what's
like
his what's his name? The young British black guy right now who just got another championship. Benjamin.
that? In what sport?
Boxing.
I don't know.
This
if I
this
know.
cat literally fucking dances while he's like.
Well, this shows how versed I am in boxing. I like it. I'll watch it. Max gets me to watch
You
it all
need
the
to
time.
check this
'cause he
guy
loves
out.
it.
It's killing me right now that I can't think of his name. He's one of the biggest draws in boxing right now. You should check him.
British guy.
Yeah, younger British black guy who's got like a short fro. His name's like Benjamin something. I can't remember his last name. But this motherfucker, I'm not kidding you. Like when he bobs and weaves, he's literally doing like dance moves. Like he'll do like a big step and then do like a dance move and then hit you with an uppercut.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And that's what I love to watch about because like as much as we don't like to admit it as MMA fans and stuff like that, you got guys like. Let's talk about like some of the purest boxers in the sport of MMA. Like Dustin Poirier is fucking one of them, or like Conor McGregor's not necessarily a boxer because he has more of a wider stance and stuff like that. But
He's unorthodox,
I'll
yeah.
use Dustin and shit like that. But like you watch his hands
Max.
compared to someone Ilya now.
Max
Ilya
Holloway.
has some dude. Have you seen the comparison that they did between his training fucking heavy bag videos though? Fucking Max Holloway is not fucking holding a fucking candle to
I
fucking
don't
Ilya
know.
Tapia.
Mad Max can take you 5 rounds and just
That is what he's got. We're about ready to watch Max Holloway get knocked out for the first time this
I don't know.
2 weeks. I think
I'm gonna go on the record right
But-
now and say Mad Max, my boy, the blessed one.
You want to put money on it?
I'm not a betting man.
I'm not a betting man either, but I sure as shit
I mean,
will
we can-
take this
we-
bet.
we can bet
I only
something
take bets
fun.
I know I'm going to win, and Ilya's going to fuck him up.
We can take a fun bet.
Okay, gentleman's agreement. Fucking, are you taking just Matt? Are you taking Holloway to win that fight?
Absolutely.
You're fucking insane, bro.
That's
Ilya's gonna
the way
tear
I-
him.
that's the way I like
bro.
to live.
I love Max Holloway, dog, bro. Fucking that's.
Did you see what he did
actually,
to Justin
was
Gaethje?
Was that the first night we met? Was the Gaethje fight?
No. That was like the third. That was like the third time that we'd hung out over at Miller's and watched fights. That was like the third time.
Okay.
Fuck, I'm trying to think of the first one.
But I do remember we watched that fight together outside on his fucking
yeah,
patio.
and I was like, watch this shit. Max is gonna knock his ass out.
Yeah. But
bro, that might be the greatest knockout in UFC history
because
ever.
Gaethje's never been knocked out before,
Yeah,
bro. Fucking the last 10 seconds.
Bro, he knocked him out with 1 second left in the fucking fight.
Joe Rogan even says it on fucking, I guess it was whatever podcast he did after that event or whatever. He's like, I have a hard time finding another knockout that was fucking better than that.
I mean, it was just pure electricity. It happened, and everyone that's watching was like, oh, insane, fucking insane.
One of the best fights I've ever seen.
I mean, and the thing about it too is like people are discounting Max because they think that like he's this
older
old fossil. He's only like 4.5 years older, bro.
Yeah,
look it up. He's like
dude
4.5
still does, but
years
dude, Ilya is probably the best striker in the UFC right now. You talk about guys like some people say O'Malley.
I think O'Malley's a way better striker for sure.
No, dude.
Ilya will just put you to sleep,
bro,
and he's boring.
Trust me, brother.
Ilya, I've watched him enough.
Have you?
I have.
I need to show you this fucking video. I wish I had it set up so I could just pull it up right now. I watched it. It was actually yesterday. It was a comparison of Max Holloway's heavy bag compared to Ilya. Ilya's on a different level.
Well, that's the thing though. Max isn't gonna. Max is a lot like Nate Diaz. He just drags you into deep waters, and you're exhausted.
He's got a chin, and he's fucking exhausted.
Well,
but
there's a science and an art to like taking you deep somewhere you've never been, and the whole time that you're doing it, you're throwing like 60% punches, 60%.
You're making
punches.
him work for it, man.
Like it's not like you're getting tagged.
Holloway is
hard,
the definition of fighting a war of attrition.
Oh yeah, big time. Well, him and the Diaz brothers, the straight up, like the Diaz brothers, kind of.
I don't know if he's quite got. I don't know. They're pretty close, but the Diaz brothers on a whole nother level of chin. Fucking even though none of those guys have been knocked out. I think Nick Diaz has.
Yeah, Nick just recently did by.
He's doing another fight.
Didn't he just get knocked out by they did that big fucking.
Did they already do it? Because I know he's coming back for a fight.
He's got they had one recently with oh my god, bald dude. Oh my god, one of the all-time great UFC fighter.
I know they were doing a big fight with him, but I
oh my god!
If you said it, I'd probably
gonna drive me nuts.
I don't have my phone because it's recording.
It's gonna drive me nuts. That bald dude who back in the day, he had that just epic fight where his entire bottom fucking lip was split in half, and he's up there talking on mic. He's like, "I'm here to knock people out."
I don't know if I know what you're talking about.
Oh, bro, you know it.
But he just did that fight, or because
it was like last year. And I think that he got knocked out.
I'm talking about one that I think he's doing one here soon or whatever. Because for some reason, Nick Diaz, who's been retired for years, fucking is just coming back into the game.
Need that money?
I guess so, man. Fucking, it's rough down there in Stockton.
Well, they never got paid the way they should have, and that's another big thing that like I have against the UFC is they're like as we were talking about like boxing versus UFC.
I saw this
scale.
this morning or whatever. Apparently, like the average pay of UFC fighters is something like fucking $35 an hour or something.
It's dog
Which
shit.
when you're talking about fucking like a
dog
major international sport, like it's
global.
crazy. I did watch a video on YouTube one time that explained the reason why like prize fighting gets paid fucking like hundreds of millions of dollars compared to this, and like when I can't reciprocate it or anything like that from what I saw, but it did make a little bit more sense. But at the same time, as much as I love Dana White and fucking what he's done, I love the fucking entire UFC. Dude, something has to change because his fighters aren't getting paid.
They are not getting paid what they should, and like we were talking about, like the differences between boxing and UFC. I will never discredit boxing. I love MMA way more than boxing, but I will never discredit boxing because they take care of their fighters very, very.
But I also
very
think
well.
that there's a certain amount of rigging in boxing that doesn't occur
that
in the
too.
UFC.
This whole thing.
There's
with,
definitely Dana favorites that you see in UFC, but like there's no way Bilal Muhammad is a UFC championship if Dana has his way.
Facts.
Yeah, there's no way.
Like with boxing, the difference is you've got this shit like with Devin Haney and what's his face, Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
It looks like a fucking clown show right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, you are off your rocker. Like he is mentally unstable, It clearly looks like he's like,
You talking about Garcia?
yeah, bro.
Bad man, bad hands.
Bad hands, bad man. But at the same time, he's looking like not a good thing for boxing.
He does.
It's not a good
but
thing
dude,
for boxing.
I wonder
right
how
now.
much of that is just fucking PR.
I don't
Or
know.
not even PR, because that's not necessarily public relations, but it's clicks. It's getting clicks.
Bro, have you seen
And
him like playing
Gar-
basketball in his
Garcia-
underwear and shit?
Yeah, but again,
Like, what
clicks.
are you doing,
bro?
dog?
This is one thing, and like you can hate Jake Paul all you want, but fucking dude, that's one thing that
Only a
man
matter of
does.
time.
That's one thing that man does better than anyone is he knows how to stay relevant.
We're just
bro.
talking about all the biggest podcasters in the world so far. We mentioned Joe Rogan. We got Jake Paul in here. Who are we going to drag in next? We're going to start talking about fucking Kill Tony next?
Dude, Kill Tony's fucking amazing.
My shit. I watch
that
it
shit all the time.
I watch it every Monday.
I don't watch the actual ones. I get every time I go like through Facebook, which is where I get all my reels or whatever, fucking TikToks, whatever the fuck you want to call them. The Kill Tony is on that once or twice every single time I hit like the reels.
Yeah.
Because they give you
scroll
like
on
you
it.
get that like 8 videos or whatever, and
Yeah.
fucking Kill Tony is on there every fucking time.
I mean, they're doing something right down there in Austin, Texas, man. That's one thing that is still on my bucket list of shit to do.
Go to Austin.
Well, not just go to Austin, but I want to get into doing stand-up comedy at some point in my life.
I've
because-
thought about doing it, bro. I've had people telling me my entire life that I should fucking do stand-up comedy, and like as much as like I think that I could be good at it, it's just one of those things where like I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's like a large possibility of like you bomb, but I'm a big proprietor of like failure makes you.
Oh,
And
yes.
if I did show up and bomb one time, fuck it, I'll come back and I'll sharpen my tools and I'll be better and I'll try it again.
I think a big deterrent of it for me is a little bit late in the game.
Yeah,
at this
for
point,
sure, yeah.
Like because like by the time I actually get to a point where like I can like actually crafted my trade, fucking I'd be like 40.
Yeah.
So like
I mean, at the
but
same time-
stand up is one of those things where you can do that. Like
that's
yeah.
one of those things where a lot of the people that get their breaks, they have struggled for decades, and then by the time they reach 40, 45, just all of a sudden, boom, they're a hot commodity.
How about this? Fucking bet on the Holloway fucking to appear a fight. Whoever fucking loses has to do a stand up.
Bet you're locked in.
Okay. Fucking
Locked
you
in.
witnessed it here first.
Witnesses there, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool. But
that's
yeah,
locked in.
that's something that I've always done because like, but the thing about it is like, am I funny to my friends and stuff like that?
Sure.
Like, sure. I've had a lot of people. I remember I used to work at this place called Allied Window. I know a lot of people who have actually watched this podcast know about it because that's where I met like a lot of my good friends like Max and fucking Chris, the people that I talk to all the time, some of my best friends or whatever. We met there and like that was a clown session. It was like 75% of felons working in this fucking warehouse just making windows and
That's the
stuff.
audience you want.
And dude, we were just talking shit to each other all the time. And I used to have like fucking this dude that I used to work with, Curtis. He was like one of those fucking hood ass dude, and fucking he always used to talk about all this pussy he got. And he used to just show me all these fucking pussy pics that he's got, and fucking these bitches had like fucking crazy eyes, 400 pounds, and just like just like it just did like the worst shit. And fucking he told me one time, he's like, man, so I was fucking these bitches and my dick was turning to the left, which, by the way, if you know anything about big dicks, they turn to the left. If they're in the southern hemisphere, they lean to the right. But fucking, he's like, man, I stopped fucking these bitches and my dick straightened out. So I went back to fucking these bitches and my dick turned to the left. And I looked down and I was like, damn, that's AIDS, Curtis. And fucking the entire fucking shop just absolutely lost their minds when I said that. And that was one of the times where like, man, you should do fucking stand up. But like, I think that like that was one of those things where it was like almost like a had to be there type moment type thing. Like I don't know if that story would necessarily like if I performed that on stage as like stand up or whatever, I don't know if that would necessarily click. And that comes to the like testing it out and failing and figuring out what is going to resonate with what crowd and stuff.
Yep. A lot of comedians come to that realization. They come with jokes that are personal to them or they feel like they've crafted for like a long time.
Right.
And like you said, it's like a more of a get to know you sort of basis thing.
Right.
And then you try it out and it's like, oh, crickets.
Yeah.
Oh, crickets.
Yeah.
Oh, crickets. And then their whole set's crickets. I mean, I watch so much Kill Tony that I see so many people that do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's where you fucked up. You
But
need
they
to
also
appeal to just a general audience and don't really... I mean, it's weird to say, but like, don't really try to be funny. Just say funny shit.
Yeah.
Don't try to be funny. Just say funny shit.
And I think that's the fucking because I've always said this, and there are people out there who don't agree with me on this like that. I've never like tried to be funny in my life. I've tried to say funny shit, but like I don't try to be like the class clown or anything like that. I just genuinely have that personality that I'm always joking. Yeah. So
I've got friends that are like that, and I've got friends that are the latter of the two, and you can tell.
Usually the ones that try, they try too hard, and it's like,
and after a while, you're like, you're annoying me. Like, you're burning me out.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Just
enough
quit.
of this. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. But no, that's definitely one thing that's been on my radar to try. And I think I would do well enough at it just because of my background of live performing.
I was actually about ready to relate this to
enough.
that before. Like, you fucking, as a DJ, you fucking see the crowd, see what they want to hear. You fucking kind of get a vibe for it or whatever.
For sure.
I think that I would be good enough, and this is kind of what scares me about it too. I think I would be good enough at it the first time to make me think that I could continue to do it.
That ego just feeds you, and you're just like, I'm Robin Williams up here, bitch.
I'm the fucking GOAT, goddammit. Yeah, but shit, man. We'll have to pan out on some shit. But I will say this, we're rolling on about 30 minutes. I think that we had a good conversation. We might just want to cut this one off right here. I think that Walt's going to come over a little bit later, and we might try to do like a fucking episode 69
This is episode 69, so we got to do fucking 2 parts. This shit definitely not over.
We got the 6, now we need the 9.
There you go.
There we go. But anyway, this has been episode 69, part 1 of Your House, Our Rules. Peace.
Thanks for having me.